was it like taking the belt overseas?
Nervous as hell. Uh, I'm like, this was my first time abroad. Like, when I tell you, I'm like, I always laugh about it. I was like, who'd have thought a kid from Brownsville, Brooklyn, would be going overseas and like over a dream? I was like, man, I remember back in the day in 2002, I told people I love wrestling. They thought I was a weirdo. I was like, you still watch that shit? I was like, that's really? Like, how old are you? I was like, yeah, it don't matter. Like, I kept the fact that I want to be a wrestler quiet, but I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but I know I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it. And next thing I know, yet again, CZW, credit to DJ High, Key Ming, and the management team over there. They had an opportunity to do a European excursion. Myself, Lala, a couple of wrestlers that are great talent in their own rights. We just traveled abroad for those 4 weeks, and the opportunity presented itself for me to defend my title overseas in Holland, and I took it. And I was just like, the first thing I did, I called Ron. I was like, yo, Ron. I was like, I don't want you to, get anxiety or get nervous or get or overly happy or whatnot, but there might be a possibility that you may have a world heavyweight champ as just opposed to a heavyweight champ. So it meant a lot for me because I'm like, this is like I've won a world title. It was a secondary belt, but I was never able to make something a world title. And the fact that I was able to do something that most people don't get to do meant a
Right.
lot to me because it was like, all right, cool, man. You can't if you can say anything about me, it's the fact I'm like, yo, I was able to do something. I made it a world title. You might have you could if you win this, good for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Right.
But the reason why it's a world title is because my ass went over there against their top talent, had a banger, and next thing you know, yeah, I come back and I get a third belt that says world heavyweight champ on it, and I've just been holding it down ever since.
What is it like going to a whole nother place across the world, across the Atlantic, and wrestling in front of a crowd that's extremely different?
I love it. I love that challenge. It makes me better because I was like, I realized the same stuff that you do in America does not work overseas, and
Interesting.
it's like it doesn't. I'm just like, yo, I was like, yo, their audience is different. I'm like I don't feel like I didn't feel like I did a lot, but I feel like I did my job to engage, and the person I worked with, Safar, great wrestler, still won though. Um,
You got to throw it out there.
I
Yeah,
throw it out there,
you
let
got
him
to. You
know.
got to.
All of a sudden, he was a great heel in his character, and all of a sudden, he had them hate him. He had them love me like a foreigner defending a belt at a promotion they never even heard of, and then it was just like we like were able to steal the show, and we was literally closed out the first half of the show. So like, I got to engage with the crowd during intermission and stuff like that, and Holland showed me mad love with that. And it was just like, I'm like, damn, like this is my first time. This is like we've been training for just about like 3.5 weeks, and now we're trained at the WXW arena or academy in Gelsenkirchen, Germany, and
Pronunciation was dope too.
yeah, man, I practiced.
Yeah.
I was,
He was in the mirror just saying
yeah,
it.
I was. When I was there, I was like Gelsenkirchen, Gelsenkirchen, Gelsenkirchen. When I was over there, I was like, all right, and I traveled and stuff like that. But yeah, we trained there. I'm like, I know one of the things I asked their head coach or their head trainer Rob, I was like, yo, what gets the crowd? Like I know the moves I can do. I know the spots and all this other stuff. Like, what is it that and gets the crowd invested into a character that they've never seen before, a persona they never, or a wrestler they've never seen before? And he just told me just tell a story. And I just took that with me when I got to wrestle at Pro Wrestling Holland. Shout out Martin, the owner, because he was the one I was like, I'll let them defend my belt there. And he was just like, no problem, brother. And I was like, and he was just like, and it is my first time in Brenda, Amsterdam, and at a skate park, and there must have been like 600 people, and I remember just like going through the motion and whatnot, just like just getting the match and stuff like that structured, or just like even though I hate really seeing getting the match structured, I was about to wrestle. Uh, like I was getting like I just getting my mind right before it was showtime. And all of a sudden, Safar goes out, the crowd starts booing him, and next thing my music plays, And I'm just like, and it's like a nice little walk down this staircase because it's a skate park. Nice little walk down the staircase to the ring. No barricades, just through a sea of European people, and it's
Okay.
like hearing my music overseas, hearing them say and like defending the pro wrestling our world heavyweight championship, and then all of a sudden hearing my name, hearing that, and just like yo, like wrestling in front of like I think like 600 to 700 people at a skate park, and just like having the place erupt once you get the one, two, three, and it's like, and I don't tear up or cry or often or when and I sucked it up. The only thing I could do to get out there like emotional like I did. I was like I just belted out, ha
Yeah.
let's go. And it was surreal. And then the following day, I just just relaxed a little bit, like decompressed, and I was like, all right, cool, I did that. Now we're on to the next show. Like
That's it.
now we got now we did this. Now
What's
it's
the
time to
next thing you did?
yeah, like wrestling in Germany for WXW, and now it's like a mission that I want to do because I sent my resume out to them like I think I was like 3 years in. I didn't even know they were in Germany. I was like, oh, WXW, let me just let me try it.
Let me just shoot. You never
Let me
know.
just go shoot it. And like somebody was like, oh, we're in Germany. I was like, oh shit. Mm. I don't have a passport. Okay, all right. I'm like, we'll figure this out.
Yeah.
We'll figure this out. And then it was like, who would have thought? Like, long and behold, something happened, and I was like, it's meant. I guess this is meant to be. But wrestling out there was just cool. And like, it just for me, I can rush and be like, yeah, I want to go to NXT. I want to be AEW. I want to wrestle all these top promotions and stuff like that. But I'm maybe this is like the old school in me from time to time. I always felt like, yo, if you can become a journeyman and a jack of all trades because you've wrestled every top wrestling country in the world, by the time you get to that main stage, there's nothing I can't do and there's no place I can't perform.